Okay, it's kind of hard.
It is hard, but it's not impossible.
Okay.
It's one of those grounding numbers. She's fighting us today, Scandal. Forgive me. Alright. You're not satisfied yet, you want to keep trying until you get it right?
Oh, it's cool. Try it again sometime.
Alright.
No.
How you doing?
My brother.
Yeah?
Good.
We're here.
We're here. Yeah, I'm thinking let's open up with a piece today.
Alright.
Yeah,
Do what you gotta
open
do.
it up with a piece. Let me just find it. Let this piece for a minute. Hopefully it is in this folder.
I know which piece I'm opening with. Oh, that one's wet. Prince, that cushion's wet, dog. Yeah, if you put your phone on, it's gonna get fucked.
Let me find it. I hope it's here, but I think I've seen her somewhere here.
The first one I'm opening with is 7.
Wonderful. Oh, wait, here's
So
7. This was the last 7. That's funny. 7 must pay that. Easy. Tell me. Oh, wonderful. You are here. You are here. So, just gonna try to open up. Get you proper. Before adulting became a thing. Do you remember how the stars used to envy the brightness of your smile? How God's glory glimmed every time you stretched your lips. But then growth happened. Your smile faded. And the stars were left without a blueprint on how to improve their shine. Now, the only time you smile is when you burden your lips with a fake smile, trying to hide the dishonesty every time you say, I am fine. Do you remember the days when the phrase, life lives here, was your default response whenever the question, how's life, was asked? But lately, it seems like growth has evicted life and survival has settled in where life used to live. Do you remember the days when life used to be a wonder, not a war? When every day was a blessing, not a battle? When your lungs still knew how to hold breath? Before you grew up and your lungs became clumsy, spilling breath everywhere and on everyone, leaving you suffocating underneath a pile of loans, bills, bonds, and endless responsibilities. Do you remember the days when sleep used to come to you with ease? Look at how you have to bribe sleep with pills before it pays you a visit now. I hope and pray that one day you find a way to shake all that growth off your shoulders. I hope you search deep within and you find the child who knew exactly how to live, love, and love. And I hope you find him still alive. I hope that one day you will reclaim that glorious shine that growth stole from your smile. Word.
Did you just say that shine that growth stole from your smile?
Sir, because growth does that. Growth does that, man. Growth tends to dim life. You know, growth, I found, it dilutes life, man. And, you know, there's a favorite album of mine titled People Forget to Be People. So with growth, we tend to forget, man, to be. We focus so much on becoming that we forget to be. And then that is where then growth gets the chance to steal the glorious shine of our smile. No.
I think people can get easily, especially right now, get really addicted to healing, to growth. You know, and like you say, you just forget to live. You know, you looking like, no, when I'm healed, then I'm ready for this relationship. You know, or like when I'm healed, when I've grown enough, then I'll do this, then I'll feel right for this.
When I'm stable enough, then I'll do this, and yeah, we fall into those traps with growth, man. And yeah, I think when I was having that conversation with myself and just like introspecting deeply, is like, what happened to you? And it was basically the first few years when I got back from tertiary, from doing my undergrad. I was like, what has happened to you? Because, you know, I fell into the trap of, after you go to tertiary, you have to chase, you know, the jobs and all those things. And then I've since realized that the chase is not for me. The chase is not for me. What is for me is to, when I find Zen and just center myself, everything that I've been chasing for then tends to find me, you know. So
before this podcast started, you said something interesting about love, about chasing love. You know, and I wanted to say something in response to that. I love talking to couples. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you see a couple and they actually love each other,
sure.
And I'm a stranger, I just met them, and I'm like, please, can I ask you guys a bunch of questions?
Yeah, can they?
You know?
Yeah.
And I'll ask crazy questions like, you know, when did you know? Like, I'll turn to her, be like, when did you know? I'll turn to him, when did you know? And, you know, I'll ask these things because I really like a good story of love, right?
Yeah.
And then recently I've got this homie, his name is Charlie 7. He's actually producing my rap album. And the homie, he recently got married.
Oh yeah, isn't that the guy who did that joint that you sent me, Jonah's?
Yeah, the Jonah Complex.
Yeah, the Jonah Complex.
Yes,
yeah.
actually, shout out
that name from that album.
Let me just do a straight plug. If you're watching this and you want a good South African Western Cape rapper, Charlie 7, the Jonah Complex, and then the album he did after that called The Social Dilemma, which I would also recommend.
Word, I'm gonna check for that. But I love the Jonah Complex.
Yes, we can talk about that in a minute. Actually, before I'll finish the story now, but Menzi wants to do listening parties. Okay. Maybe next weekend we invite Menzi. We do a listening party with Jonah Complex.
Okay, dope. Let's do that. Let's rock.
And yeah, so I'm phoning him because I know his wife. His wife's name's. Well, I'm not gonna actually say that, but yeah. And I asked him, bro, is it real? This cosmic love thing, this like my reincarnated other half. that feeling that I have.
My missing rib.
My missing rib, as the Christians would say.
Exactly.
My missing rib. Is it real? I ask him, and he goes, well, he doesn't even hesitate. I'm like, is it real? And he goes, yeah, but not if you're looking for it.
Oh.
Just like that. It was easy. It was a quick answer for him. Yeah. He didn't hesitate even for a split second. And he used the metaphor of magnets. He's like, if you're chasing love, you're pushing with the wrong side of the magnet. You're taking that piece of magnet that pushes away from the other one, and you're pushing with that piece. And then you let go, and it just... It spins around and connects, right? And so the sensation of... I mean, I have a bit of an addiction to trying to make everything connect, but the sensation of getting addicted to growth, having to heal, to be enough, to get there. Otherwise, it's just, you're not living. Just let go, spin around, connect.
That's true. Man.
Be this messy, broken human, live life. Don't want to be there already, you know.
Because we get so caught in the becoming, and that, and because I've been introspecting that in my life, you know, right now. And that's kind of the subject that comes up in my most recent writing, right? Because I realized that the trying to become, you know, the trying to heal, the trying to, you know, get to, you know, to the partner, to you know,
the destination, the job, the
right,
da. You know,
it's like that's where it all gets lost. And that thing, personally, it has cost me a couple of great relationships, man, that could have potentially been beautiful relationships, because, you know, people will throw themselves into the whole thing, the whole relationship thing, and you're like, okay, but then there's always that sort of thing in your shoulder. But yo, I think also it goes back to the socialization of, you know, as how we are taught to show up as a man. And then
I can talk about that for hours, dude.
Exactly. So now the space that I'm in is, you know, we always say, yo man, I'm doing the work, I'm unlearning these things, but we're not really intentional about. So now I pay attention to it. So when it comes up, I literally try to literally find ways, be it reading books, be it, like, you know, having people recommend certain processes to me, then I go straight into that. So, okay, I'm going to unlearn this, I'm going to undo this, and then so that I show up without the chains of socialization and all of that.
I don't know, man, like, I hear you, right? And you know how I like being a devil's advocate.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So here's a story, right? I was walking in the desert at night, and the little voice, like the spirit, the universe, Christians once again will say the Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit, yeah.
Whispered. It feels like it comes from inside, right? And I was like, okay, and it goes, stop. Look, you know, that way. And I turned to the left, and there's like maybe 50 meters away, there's like a one-story building with this orange light on it at night. So it's this huge contrast, and it goes, go there. And I'm like, all right. I walk there, and I stand between the light and the building. So it's like, you know, my shadow's on it. Now I'm looking at the shadows walking past me. And then I see a person walk, and I see another guy walk, and the voice goes, that guy, now. And I'm like, fucking fine. Okay. I turn around, I'm like, I estimate from the shadow, he's maybe there. And I just shoot into the darkness until I meet this guy. And he's just walking by himself alone at night, like I was, but he seemed sad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey brother, what's up? And he goes, hello. And I'm like, how are you? And he goes,
deep sigh.
To be honest, brother, I'm not okay. And I was like, what's wrong, homie? Talk to me, I'm here. And he goes, I've lost my manhood. And I'm like, what happened? And he tells me the story, right? Okay. Of he and these two girls in his camp who were taking LSD. And they were going out adventuring, tripping, right? And when you take psychedelics, if you guys don't know, sometimes you just want to get naked. You just want to have your shoes off and just be loose of all this stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And so they decided to do that. And then those two ladies together made fun of his penis. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, real talk. Like, and it when you're on psychedelics, you're super open and sensitive. But even if he wasn't on psychedelics,
it's still man.
that hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt the
Yeah.
man, you know. And then he said, yeah, they did that, and they've stolen my manhood from me. And to this day, I remember I went, first of all, you don't want those types of people in your life.
Firstly.
So don't pay them no mind. Fuck those bitches. Not because they're women, but because people who act like that are bitches. You know. And secondly, no one can steal you. It is for us to define our manhood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know. And the reason I bring up the story is because the little intuition told me to go do this. And at the end of the day, I hugged a brother, and he stood up. And he went, you're right, I decide my manhood.
Yes, sir.
And then I don't remember his name. I never saw him again. I won't recognize his face. But if I didn't listen to intuition, and the thing is for me, the difference between intuition and knowing, every part of me that wants to know, I'm starting to distrust.
Okay.
Right? I need to heal. I need to get ready. I need to, consciously, intentionally, I need to break these patterns.
You trust more the thing that says, let's go. Don't think about what we'll find behind there. Let's just go there. You'll find it when you find it there.
Yeah. Exactly. That's where I am right now.
Oh, so I'm interested more because it appears to me, and because I've spent significant amounts of time with you, how do you sort of not betray that voice? Like what was the process to getting to the point where you're like, hey, I can lean in fully to this thing. I can go to the stranger as this voice directs me, and communicate with the stranger, which then results to that beautiful experience where the brother then finds some sort of healing from that experience that he had with the girl. So I guess my interest is in what is there any like actual process that you can maybe let us in on to say this is what it took for me to get to a point where I trust this voice and just follow its lead.
Okay, but like a real talk, there have been times where I've heard the voice and I've ignored it.
Right.
Real talk, like I was walking in Cape Town once as my residency. I didn't have a lot of money together and my rent had been upped, and so I had just enough food money to get through the month, And I was walking to studio one day and I stopped somewhere to buy breakfast. I bought 5 samosas. And I walked out and there was a topa, like a nkulu, with a young kid, 6 years old. Like you can tell, grandchild. Yeah. And he stopped me and he said, do you have food for me? And I did that thing that humans do, where I was like, no, my food. And I walked away. And I just remember thinking, for the rest of the day, I fucked up. For the rest of that day, I was like, why didn't you? Why didn't you? You just give 2 samosas away, my guy. There's a kid involved here. And I didn't. So it's not like I know how to always listen to this voice.
Sure.
And sometimes I'm scared. Sometimes it calls my name and I run away.
And in the running away, would you say, how do I phrase this? Would you say that there are consequences to that in a sense? Because we often attach guilt to these things. Like I was watching this other interview once where a presenter by the name of Queen Aziza was interviewing Zulu Mecca. So she,
shut up.
Of course, she'll always find a way into. So Aziza, so Mecca speaks of how when before she made the project Webbed, that period it was where everything in her studio had like sort of burnt. Everything, like there was a fire that everything caught fire, and she was at a point where she was angry at God, and she was like, so I'm carrying around a God wound. But then the conversation drifted into where they were speaking about prayer, and Aziza ended up asking the question, when you didn't pray, like in the morning, when you forgot to pray, do you feel like your day sort of goes haywire? The rest of your day becomes off. And Mecca responded and said, I don't attach guilt to prayer, right? So
Sure.
in terms of circumstance, in terms of when the times when you find yourself having ran away from that, where having not obeyed, would you say that there are consequences to that, or how's that relationship?
Well, are there consequences? Yes. That kid didn't have a samosa. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's a direct,
in that,
there's a direct consequence
Sure,
right there.
for that.
They didn't know where their next meal was coming from. I could have been that person,
Yeah.
and that then, so that's a direct consequence. Another direct consequence was I got to eat extra samosas.
Sure.
You know, and then another one is, like you said, I felt fucking guilty.
Okay.
It really stayed.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
you can
internal-
tell it's with me
Sure.
today. You know, and the mistake stays with me. And it's like, that's a bar. I don't apply guilt to prayer. That's
Yeah.
strong. And my mom always raised me with the idea that guilt is from the enemy. But if there's a divine place to be had for guilt, it is to show me that I have made a mistake.
Right.
And so maybe I don't necessarily have to hold on to it and let it rot me further. But I felt the pain, and I should feel the pain.
Sure.
You can't just hide away from that pain.
Okay.
So maybe the consequence, if I want to wrap it up in a nice little bow, I'd say I can recognize when the voice is telling me something urgent.
Yeah, so I was coming to that as well, to say maybe those instances, or like times when we run from the voice, and then I think the purpose of the consequence then is to sort of teach us, because we feel the pain of having not obeyed, is that can sort of lean and be a lesson to trust the voice even more, you know. So trust can sort of, it can also up your trust in that, because as a thing of, I don't want to sit in the same pain that I was in previously when I disobeyed this voice, so let me just lean in more often.
That's often what it feels like. I mean, it's cool that we're at this point in the conversation, and when you mentioned the Jonah complex, now, like, a blow by blow for people who don't know the story of Jonah, he was a man, and God said to him, go to the city and preach love and preach my word, and he was like, nope, you know, he said, I'm too scared for this shit, I'm not doing this, and then he got on a boat, and a whale swallowed him. And he stayed in the stomach of a whale for a certain amount of time. And the only thing that released him from the stomach of the whale is when he said, the only time the whale spat him back out onto land is when he said, fine, God, I'll do what you said. I'll go to the city and I'll preach love. And then he got spat out. And I think a lot about that, because, Mike, I've been running from the calling for way too long.
Deeply relate.
Deeply relate. And it's so upsetting. It's really upsetting, because if you look at that metaphor, a whale swallows Jonah. Okay, so there are a couple of things in that metaphor. He's sitting in stomach acid. So where he's sitting, the thing is eating him. It's slowly digesting him, right? So he's sitting in stomach acid. He's also in pitch darkness. So when darkness is around us, right? And he's at the bottom of an ocean where there's lots of pressure. Now that, to me, metaphorically, sounds like depression. Darkness, pressure, and the thing is eating you. Right, that's depression, right? So the thing that fucks with me about this is God didn't say, alright, now it's going to get easier. That's not how the story ends. He goes to the city and his life gets harder.
You still have to do it.
It gets harder. But he said yes to the calling. So that's where we're at. We've been running away from how difficult the calling is.
Because it is. It is difficult. And so, what would you say then, bro, to the statement that, because I've been speaking about this with a friend of mine, you know, who left the Christian faith to, you know, go into his journey as isangoma, a traditional African healer, right? And so what he said to me is said, yo, bro, the calling will always keep on calling until you answer. And that sort of sparked a conversation with, because for quite a long time, right, when even as I'm in academia, right, there are instances where I definitely like can feel it with when the frustrations come. I can feel it that these are frustrations of, it's because I'm still running, and I was watching another interview where Misaki said she feels like Misaki is another musician, a famous South African musician, great musician. She said she feels like she has been betraying the calling. So my question would be then, do you think on that sentiment of the calling will keep on calling? Because my fear, what has sort of jolted me to being a little bit more intentional in leaning towards the calling has been, what if the calling eventually gets tired of calling?
This sits with you.
What if it eventually gets tired of calling, and then I meet my dad having not fulfilled the calling, so
Well,
that's my fear. That's the thing that really has sat with me to like, yo.
well, let me ask you exactly what you asked me.
Mm-hmm.
What if you die, having not answered the calling? What then, Mike?
Bro. Then yeah, it's hence I'm saying it's that thing that has jolted me to be a little bit more intentional, not as intentional as I would like to be still, but yeah, just having that sort of question sit with me. There's the intentionality in leaning towards the calling has has intensified. I'm much more intentional than I was now. Not where I'd like to be still, but yeah, because also that the calling calls for a lot of unlearning and a lot of undoing, and that for me comes with a fear of, if I lean in fully, will I be able to be in harmony with the person that I will discover beyond where once all the layers have been, once I shed everything that is sort of holding me back from leaning free to the calling. So there are those questions that I sit with, and I'm like, hey man, because I've heard when she said that, when I was watching that interview, and she said, I feel like I am betraying the purpose of why I'm here, by delaying it. And she was asked the question because she had taken a decision to go off stage,
Sure, yeah.
because of life circumstances.
Right.
She was in the public in the bad light.
Right.
And then she said, and then the interviewer said, but you are also a songwriter, you can just keep on writing songs, because that is also very lucrative for you. You can just write songs and give them to people to perform them. She says, there are just songs that call for me to be the one that performs them. So, and then she said, that is why by moving myself out of, I feel like I'm betraying the calling. So that sort of reason, in fact, it dawned on me, it's like, in fact, for me, it was not only a feeling. I knew for sure, because the things I've been pursuing in terms of your academia and that, it's because I know for sure that it's not a space that I do feel that I'm functioning in a realm of purpose, especially when I'm teaching, like teaching. But everything else that comes with it, I know for sure that it's just a part of the running, from the calling. And to be honest, sometimes it's the question of, hey man, am I worthy of this calling? Am I worthy of this thing?
Okay,
And
so
it's been confirmed so many times.
Go on, but let's play it through.
Right.
Okay, am I worthy? Let's say no, you're not. What now?
Why then should I answer things that I'm not worthy of? Because if I'm not worthy of it, will I serve it, correctly?
What if you won't? What then?
Then I mess it up.
And then?
Why would I wanna? Perhaps it should have gone on to others who would have served it well.
But it didn't. Because we started this saying, what if the calling stops? So far,
Right.
It hasn't yet for you. It's still calling you, right?
Louder than before.
So let's say you're not worthy of this calling. What now? Are you just going to stop?
It has proven impossible to stop.
So you're not going to stop, okay. Then what if you fuck it up? What if you absolutely make a shit show of it, an absolute mess of it? What then? Are you going to stop?
For a while, probably.
just for 2 months, I'm not here.
Because, hey man, I don't have the best relationship with handling failure, for lack of a better word.
I think maybe that's what's at the core of your fear.
Yeah.
But before we move on, if you want to dive a bit into fear,
Let's go.
there's the other side of this what if. What if
go.
you're not worthy? Are you going to stop chasing it?
I mean, I've tried to stop chasing it, but
It didn't
hasn't
work.
stopped
So
chasing me.
basically the answer is no, you're not going to stop.
Yeah.
Even if you're not worthy, you're not going to stop.
Not because I don't want to stop, because I'm finding it impossible to stop.
Right.
Mm.
So something is still compelling you, even if, let's say you're not worthy, you're still carrying on.
Yeah.
And you've made mistakes, right? You've fucked up poems before.
Bro.
And has it stopped you?
Nah.
Right. So now that's the one side. Now here's the other side. What if you are worthy?
Why don't I feel it?
Good question. Good question.
Okay, ask the same question. Why don't you feel it?
I don't know, because I don't know why do I feel unworthy.
Okay.
Why do I feel the unworthiness? Because if I was worthy of it, why don't I feel worthy of it?
Another question, why you don't know? Because this thing is it's chasing you, you're not chasing it. It's still calling you. If maybe let's say it was an opportunity, he was gonna move to someone because he's not responding to the call.
Right.
Yeah, and that is sort of the thing. Do callings move on to the next person?
Nah. Until okay, you use an example of spiritual, the gogo, some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That thing and it moves on if let's say you pass or you don't wanna answer but you have to go maybe let's say where you are right now.
Yeah.
But this thing, as you made an example of Amsak, this one is directed to you. And I don't understand when you say you're not gonna fulfill the purpose because you already own the purpose. That's why it's not moving to anyone.
That's
I think
Or
I
you
think
need
he's
to
on
be
it.
inside in the stomach of a whale.
Sorry. Because what he just said, that's what I'm trying to sort of. This is what I'm thinking. I'm not sure, but this is what I'm starting to suspect, that it's a trap.
What is it?
Thinking, feeling,
Yeah.
wanting to understand. Oh, but what if I'm good enough?
Yeah.
Then do it anyway. What if I'm good enough? Do it anyway. What if I fail? Do it anyway. What if I succeed? Do it anyway.
I think I get. There's a sense of clarity in the sense that I think the mistake we make with calling, because it has all these divine connotations with it, it's easy to assume that if it should be perfect, then I can realize, I'm working on it.
Trap.
Sure.
Absolute
Okay,
trap.
I see. I see.
That there is not safe ground. Don't trust that space. Trap.
I see.
Right. And so here's the thing. What do we get from being in the whale? Huh, Prince? What do we get from being in the whale?
Darkness.
Why is that good? What do we get from darkness?
Because fear, then you wanna run away to the light. Yeah.
You get to learn that I don't like this.
I don't fucking like this.
Yeah, and because with to play on again to the Jonah complex thing, because I remember, I think there was something that I was writing, and then there was a line that I was in that writing. I was investigating this very thing of calling and the running, and I remember there's a line that came to me to say that perhaps it is necessary for every Jonah to touch Tarshish before going to Nineveh, where they were actually sent. Perhaps
So
that Jonah needed the Nineveh, the Tarshish experience for where he was actually sent, where he was supposed to actually fulfill.
So have you ever heard of Joseph Campbell?
Joseph Campbell, the name rings a bell.
Yeah, he's thought of as like the father of stories.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his moral compass was like, but he wrote a bunch of like his most famous book is The Hero with 1,000 Faces.
Yeah.
And he studied archetypes.
Okay.
And how every story seems to fit into a specific archetype. Now the hero's journey.
Yeah.
In every hero's journey, they first go to hell before heaven. They first get swallowed by the whale before they go to Nineveh.
Yeah.
They first go to the bottom of the roots before they climb to the top of the leaves. That's how the hero's journey works, and that story is so powerful and so successful. It's everywhere. It's every superhero movie you've ever watched. That homie meets a crisis. He loses faith. He's like, what am I gonna do? She's like, I don't have any options. I'm in the darkest point. And then they're like, I must overcome. Right. So did I have to be swallowed by the whale? And this is where I start going, ooh, but what if you didn't have to? Right, it's that old saying, why reinvent the wheel? Sometimes you need to reinvent the wheel so that you can appreciate the wheel, because you fucked up all the time. Now you love the wheel, so you're not going to let it go. Yeah. But what if, child of mine, you do not need to suffer in the way that I have suffered? You do not need to go through the depths of hell.
What if the story unfolds as it was written, without the running, without the whale experience?
Right. And so what if? So maybe you don't need it. In which case you just live this soft, sensitive life. I would be happy if my children lived soft lives. I'd be grateful that I could give them soft lives, right? But what if giving my children soft lives makes them weak? What if you need to go through suffering to know who you are? What does Jimmy Carr say? You either have an easy life or you have lots of character. You don't have both. If you have an easy life, then you don't get lots of character. And if you have a tough life, then you get lots of character. So there's this story of like, if you go through suffering and overcome it, then you strengthen yourself. But I'm going, what if you don't have to? What if you don't have to get swallowed? I don't know. I'm just questioning it,
Because with the Jonah complex again, the original intention was, yo dog, just take the order, go to Nineveh and do what you have to do there. And then he started thinking, oh, but God, the people of Nineveh, those people are
fear.
Exactly. But what if it was Jonah, go to Nineveh and he said, yo, bet. Let's go. Let me go preach to the people.
What would have happened then?
Let me go.
That's what I'm questioning. Like, why do we... So, the reason this conversation is important is because we're taking these archetypes and these metaphors and we're putting it into ourselves, right? Because you and I are talking about the sensation of running away from what is important to us, the calling, right? So, what if we don't need to fucking run away? What if we don't need to suffer to do this? That's what I'm starting to question. Like, this abundance... I don't really like hippies. They're circle jerking. I am a hippie, and but like, you can't kumbaya your way out of bad emotions.
Yeah.
You can't manifest things into perfection. You need to live life. Yes, you can manifest and say, God, I need the rain to stop now. And it stops and you get to your car and it starts again. I believe in things like that, but I'm not saying, it's just, What am I saying? Fuck, I got so passionate and I've wrapped myself up in the conversation.
You know, because
Damn it.
I mean, we were on the thought of what if we don't have to go through the whale?
Right,
We just
right.
Go, yeah.
Okay, so you know me, when I criticize a poem, where it's coming from, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did not perform the poem you opened with. You just read it.
Sure.
You didn't show up to that
Sure.
poem. You didn't show up to your words.
Yeah.
I almost right after it, I was like, go again. I want Mike the Master Seed. I don't want to see this. I want you to open, and you want to tell the people who you are.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, I know for me, and tell me if this is the same for you. I don't know if it is, but for me, I got addicted to suffering. I got addicted to, oh no, it's so difficult, but what about this, and what about this, and what are the people in Nineveh, they're going to stone me.
Yeah.
They're going to fucking hurt me. What if I never make it? What if I fall on the side of the road? And I just stayed there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because it was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, if I'm just in the darkness, oh, I don't need to face risk, I don't need to struggle, oh, this is so nice. That's what I got from it. That's what I got from being in the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
I didn't have to face difficult things.
I could just sit and bask in the.
Bask, I
Yeah.
just rot. If I'm rotting, I don't have to face the difficult thing.
So let me rot away.
Yeah, so be it. Oh, fuck it.
Find comfort in the rot.
Exactly. So that's where I'm at, and like sometimes the voice of love goes, you can do better, and that's a scary fucking voice to me, because I can do better. It doesn't mean I'm not worthy. It doesn't mean that I am somehow bad or morally compromised. It just means I can do better. I'm not good enough right now.
Yeah.
And not in like the cosmic sense of you need to be good enough to achieve love, but in the sense of you're not rapping fast enough. You're slurring your syllables.
Yeah.
You know, you can get better at the skill.
Yeah.
And so that's why I ask you this question of like, well, Mike, what if you're not worthy? Is that going to stop you?
But also, if I'm not worthy, let's say it were to be confronted. Yeah, sure, definitely, you're right. You're not worthy of this thing. It would be a thing of, then why should I keep on chasing? Why should I, wanna improve the writing skill, the reciting skill, the performance? Why? Because I'm not worthy of this thing. Why should I be great at it if I'm not worthy of it?
But here, you're not chasing. The calling is chasing you. He did not answer the call. That's why he's gonna keep calling. I love the example that you make. It's okay when I'm gonna call it your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You don't wanna go to Nineveh.
Yeah.
You are comfortable
Yeah.
there, but you didn't still answer the call.
But
That's why
comfort zones are nice though.
They're
They're nice though.
no, they're not nice because you're complaining here.
It's nice.
Hey,
and comfortable.
But did you see what he said? Because why, if it's so nice, why are we complaining?
Yeah, and you suffering.
I'm
But
suffering.
not comfortable in the comfort zone.
That's
I'm comfortable
that's
in
not
the
the comfort
supposed
zone.
comfort zone.
Yes.
But
Wait,
And-
finish your point, yeah?
And
Yeah.
the calling is still gone until you answer. Then when you answer, you're gonna be good. That's where you're gonna see. You say, "Okay, I am enough," because you know what I can do better.
I hear that.
You know, but you don't want to answer the call.
How dare this man not stand in front of the camera? I told you you'd be good in this conversation.
No.
Yeah. No.
Very.
I respect the boundary, my guy, but you're adding such value to this chat.
Cause
And
Yeah,
you talk about I'm not worth enough. Why it's still calling you? Because if you know it was supposed to move. That's why I'm saying you're not chasing, it's chasing.
that's what I've been asking it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna find it now,
Yeah.
but there was this.
Okay, do you get the answer when you?
Yeah, there's clarity now in certain things.
Yeah.
There's clarity now in certain things. Yeah.
Because I think you will correct me if I'm wrong. When you do this thing, you do it maybe effortlessly with love. There's no stress like the other stuff maybe works.
It's
and-
not even me, bro.
Yeah.
Like doing, like
What do you mean most is not even you?
it's not like I leave my body when I do this thing. Like for instance, with this poem, because that is why I don't like reading my poem. That is why you never see me on stage with, like with this one. As he said, that I read it. It was not Mike Mustard Seed doing the poem. It was
Right.
just me reading Mike Mustard Seed's work.
Yeah.
and that is why I'm not good. There are guys who will read their poems and rehearse the reading, and for the sake of the conversation, the Mike Mustard seed will show up even in the reading.
Yeah.
But with me,
Yeah.
as soon as I read that guy vibes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's used his ritual is, if we're gonna perform the poem, we know we're going to perform a poem, so he's gonna rehearse, so that there's no reading.
Yeah.
So when I say it's not me, I'm saying it's that guy who fights me for not answering, for not leaning into the call.
Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah.
Yeah. So it's you, because you separate the thing. The calling, it doesn't separate. That's why it's busy calling. You separate. You run away from that calling.
I run away from the man.
Yeah.
Who is called.
Yeah.
Why?
Cause it's tough, that thing.
It is tough.
It's tough, that thing.
It is.
It's tough, that thing, bro. And sometimes it's heavy.
It is.
Bro, to be on stage, and what I've always said with me and poetry is just that whenever I'm on stage, I'm just sharing my madness. These things that come to me, and I'm like, oh, let me just share my madness. And then you see, bro, people cry.
Yeah. Yo.
You're like, what? Now what must I do with all this emotion? What happens? Because remember, I think it's 4 years back. We did a show. I think Prince was there as well, standing. Did this other one at this restaurant. So I performed this poem, and on the first table there was a bunch of ladies sitting there, and I knew this one lady, but I hadn't seen her in a while, and even that night I didn't go to speak to her, but there was just something that was drawing me to say, yo, just go and greet, even before I went on stage. But I just did it for some reason. I blame it on my social awkwardness or whatever it was. I didn't go, right? And then another one of the ladies who was sitting with them was close to a friend of mine that I'd come with to the show. And then when she was there, she's like, yo, you made... So those three other ladies that she was sitting with says, you made all of my cousins cry, because that entire set that you performed, it speaks to the current family dynamic that we are facing. So I'm like, yo, imagine that. It's also, the toughness of it is not just in the, it's tough, it's heavy, but also to see people react like that to the thing, to say like, this is how powerful this thing is, because it's also not just the toughness of it, but sort of, for lack of a better word, the responsibility of it. The responsibility of this thing, which then also spills into the fear of messing it up.
Listen, how do I say this compassionately?
Don't preface it. Say it.
Just nut up.
Sure.
Sorry, I know that hurts me a lot when people say that to me, but you have an ability to work hard, right? To such a degree that you can make people cry, to such a degree that you can gift them meaningful experiences, right? It's like you're a guide, and you're going, come with me, I know a place that's so beautiful, it's worth going out into the bush for. And then you get there, and now you're there in the bush with people, and you go, I don't know what to do. You led these people here. You do know what to do.
You are the tour guide.
You do know what to do.
But also...
But just hang on.
I hear that.
No, because sorry. You're going to have to be strong with your boundaries here, because I'm feeling some type of way.
Let's go.
Okay? Because you're making excuses.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm not saying this to judge you. I'm saying this because
Let's go.
this is a mirror right now.
Let's
I make excuses all the time. I'll take somebody to the peak, and then I'll go, oh shit, it's not my fucking, you deal with it now. And then they fucking crash, and then they never trust me again. Okay, if we weren't living in this post-industrial bullshit, if you and I were living in a village, and we had the same calling, words, stories, the people would trust us, Mike. They would come to us and they would ask us for advice. They'd ask us for the poem. They'd ask us to tell that story again that means something.
Sure.
That is a responsibility. And for real talk, you are faced with this whale versus nutting up. It's such a misogynistic way, patriarchal way to talk about masculinity.
Yeah.
But there is a sliver of truth, and it's not just about being a man.
Yeah,
it's about taking the power.
And
right?
And showing up to
Showing up to it, because if you sit here and, because we smart, my guy, we got some power up here, and then we go, but what if but this is my fear, this is the other thing that I'm thinking, but what about this other thing? And now Prince asks a good question, and I'm like, yes, but, because I can, and it's not true. There's truth to what we're seeing. The fear, it's a powerful voice, but stand up to it. Go, yes, calling, I am worthy of you. What you got for me now? Let me speak. In fact, I want you to fucking read the poem again. And this time, tell the people who you are. You didn't even tell the people who you are. Who are you, my guy?
Mike Mustard Seed.
Come on, what's the full thing? Let's go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first or second or third Cave Sessions podcast, right? Before I introduce myself, I'm going to present my homie here. Let him introduce himself.
Right, let's channel that.
There we go. There we go.
That guy's not here. In fact, probably maybe do a different piece.
Homie, you know your introduction. Ride the energy. Just tell the people.
Yeah. I just want to do a different piece. Let me find the piece and then.
Yo, that flow went different. I didn't expect the flow to go there.
Not this one. Where are you going? Not you. Let's do. Okay, let's do this one. One that I have retired from performance, but I'll do it here. Right. Okay. For introduction purposes, the name is Mike Mustard Seed, God's mesmerizing masterpiece, and after this, I hope and pray you masterpiece. Word. So yeah, let's do breathing through everything, right? On days when your lungs do not understand what breathing means, breathe by all means. When everything within and around you is constantly seeking to suffocate you, you learn that you cannot rely only on your lungs for breath. You teach every part of your body how to breathe. Your eyes learn that tears are oxygen too. Your mouth masters the method of exhaling through speaking out. Your lips learn to fold themselves into a breathtaking smile to convince your friends and loved ones that you are not dying. You learn how to breathe through your shoulders by shaking them from time to time to remind them that they are not God's hands. They were not designed to carry the weight of the whole world. When everything within and around you is constantly seeking to suffocate you, you learn to never fold your arms. You always keep them wide open in search of a life-giving hug. When everything within and around you is constantly seeking to suffocate you, you learn that where oxygen fails, God's grace prevails. You teach yourself prayer as a breathing technique. when everything within and around you is constantly seeking to suffocate you. You learn to turn everything and everyone into an extra pair of lungs. Falling in love becomes a breathing exercise. You fall in love only to turn your lovers into a breath of fresh air. When the weight of life weighs heavy on your lungs and you often find yourself drowning in the flood of your own breath, you learn to always wear God tightly as a life jacket. When everything within and around you is constantly seeking to suffocate you, you learn how to breathe through everything. Word.
So, how did that feel?
And man, it felt like poetry. It felt like how it always feels on stage, you know. It's not a feeling that I think words are adequate enough.
And yet we try.
But
That's the poet's plight. Sorry, bro. It's like words can never capture what I feel. But I'm gonna try.
But you know, we should, because there's so much beauty, man, in just blending 26 letters of the alphabet. Bro, there's just 26, but there's so much that can be said in with that 26. So it's man.
Performance wise, you showed up a bit more for this one than you did for the other one. I'm curious now. I'm trying to balance that thing now. It's one of my tests in my bag of wonders and goodies. Can't let you have all the fun. I've got a poem myself that I would like to perform.
Okay, let's go. While I try to find bodies.
You push that fucker all the way in there.
Nah, we'll try again.
Okay, first of all, let me introduce myself. So just by the way, I never had an introduction until I saw Mike perform. And he started that intro rhyme that he's got, and everybody in the crowd was like, "Word!" at the end of it, and I was like, "That's fucking cool. I want that."
Yeah.
And so this is my version of it. So first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Yah-Weh the Son, as in the Son to the Father, who comes by many names. I'm in the land right now where Nkulu is often used. Khoda, I like. Ites is a Russian lady, told me that one. I like El Shaddai, Yah-Weh. But I think my favorite name for God is love. So, I'm Yah-Weh the Son. Nice to meet you. This is a poem called Welcome to the Show. And let me tell you, I'm about to have loads of fun. I'm about to have loads of fun, motherfucker. Okay.
Get in there.
Oh, almost. I do not want to be just another poet. You see, I respect the weight of onus. I carry it on. Us. The eternal self renewed, falling like dewdrops from your lips into every comfortable archetype I have been tasked with polishing. No, not I, not this vagabond of recollection, this crack in an eyeball, this vase shard that remembers its old shape. This little megalith will bleed pollen. He will come to understand her movements, her breath, even her excess, but never her entirety. Poor child, that was never the flavor of fulfillment. Learn that presence begets trust, that words of ink have their own lust, a shroud of dust muddied by desire, to be the coalesced intersection of being the sacrosanct introspector. Do not tell me to let go. be somehow freed of my charge, as if relinquishing the perimeter gifts me some party trick contentment, some cheapened catharsis instead of the internal resentment in my blood. Dear ghosts drowning in my hemoglobin, you are enough. And I will say it until you stop needing me. Like I am music, like I am the rememberer, like I am your hereditary swindled soothsayer, the redeemer of sins I did not choose to enact in my blood, like I am your crutch, your church. No, not I. Not this meander of a human, this lingering teacup, this clay busy reversing itself into time, unbaking itself, inhaling moisture again to go backwards and regrow. My dear, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. So I think, bro, that's the energy. We're putting on a show.
Right.
Imagine you paying money, right? And you go to a show, and that person stands up there, and they go, I'm not sure if this is. Oh, sorry. Let me just restart this. I'm gonna be angry.
Yes.
Yes.
We're always angry. We want our money, yet we can't say.
But even, okay, fine. I'm sorry I brought money into it. Yeah. But even if you're just going to a fire, and Mkulu's talking around the fire. Yeah. If he goes, I'm not sure, if he doesn't bring the show, that's his responsibility.
Let me say something. You bring, I'm going to call it a bad energy. The energy that you give out is the energy that we get in on us. That we get bored. That's why we don't want your bad energy, or I don't know, we are lower confident or what. But if you happy, you bring some fire, even that's we jump in. Yeah, sometimes you see when I'll use dancers. When they dance on stage, we forget that they dance, we continue to Because we're watching the performance, we perform.
Exactly. Fuck, you said it so beautifully, Prince. Because this is what we offer people. The opportunity to join the performance. That's why I wanted you to just sit here and talk shit with us, right? Yeah. But like, that's what I want to be making here. Yeah. And like right now, after where I've been going, after quitting weed for a long time, after having so much space, and I'm getting the jobs and the residencies and working hard, and I'm finally making the podcast with you that we've been dreaming about making.
Come on.
Like now I feel the energy. I feel good. Yeah. Tomorrow, maybe I feel sad, right? But it really is true that this responsibility, it's huge, Mike. But my guy, you can't shy away from it. You can't. Otherwise, what are you doing? See, this is the tough talk about the thing, and this is what I wish someone would say to me. You can do better. Why are you running? You weren't made to run from this. That's the...
I think, what makes the you can do better sort of hard to hear is not because... It's because you know you can. You know you can do better. So it's like... It goes back again. When you hear, you can do better, it's like it confirms the fact that because you can do better, then right now, the fact that you are not doing the better that you can do, it confirms the thing of you are betraying your life's purpose.
Okay, I think you're falling into a logical faux pas, right?
Okay.
So let's try and use language that's going to help us escape from this stomach of the whale, right? Because when I tell you, you are worthy.
Sure.
That is a battle that is already won.
Okay.
I cannot take it away from you. I mean, for fuck's sakes, dude. You're black in South Africa. People have tried to take your worth away from you.
Yeah.
People still try and do this to you. And? Did it work?
Hey man, no.
Not a fucking chance did it work. It's impossible. Shut up, Vico.
For that.
It can't. It's an impossible thing. You cannot, as a human, as the enemy, as God, you cannot take worth away from somebody. Your worth is already spoken for. Whether you believe it or not, you are worthy.
Yeah.
But when I say you can do better, I think you can do a better rhyme. I think you can write an extra poem. That doesn't mean it impacts your worth. Your worth, your intrinsic value is who you are as a human soul. That cannot be stolen from you. But when I say you can do better, maybe I mean it's like, oh, you can do another 10 push-ups. You can do better. I want someone to believe in me. I'm not saying you're not worthy. I'm saying you can do better. You can do another 10 push-ups. You can write another poem. And it doesn't take away from what you've done. There was a line in that poem, making your lover an exhale. Wait, making your lover...
turning your lovers into a breath of fresh air.
Turning your lovers into a breath of fresh air. I really like that line. It made me go, that's right. When I love her, it feels like that. I'm not trying. I'm not working hard. She's a breath of fresh air. And then instead of she is a breath of fresh air, turning your lover, and that means that loving, being with lovers, you make each other a breath of fresh air. You find the dance where you relax. I like that poem, right? So if I say to you, Mike, you can perform that poem better, that doesn't mean that line is shit. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because you can do better doesn't mean what you've done is bad or a failure. Just because you can go further into the bush doesn't mean you haven't somehow the way you've walked is useless.
Yeah. I hear that. I hear
that tone of voice. Yeah.
No, the thing is, you know, when I listen to these things, there's a thousand other conversations happening in my head.
You fucking kill me, dog.
I hear that. I hear that. Right? And the thing is, what I'm fighting for right now, because most of these things, man, are things I know. Things are, like I'm telling you, it's been confirmed like multiple times. I just have to get to a point where I believe these things so much that I begin to live them instinctively. Not sure if that makes sense.
I'm also not sure it makes sense.
Okay, what's stopping you to getting to that point?
The unlearning again. Not that it's stopping me, man. It's just the work just feels too heavy for me, dog. Like,
then you gotta get stronger or you gotta put it down. This is what this is what I'm trying to say. Like, we can trap ourselves by thinking. Let me ask you this. Practically, as in, I want to show up for my body, so tomorrow morning I can go for a run. Practically. What can you do? What is a step in the right direction, practically, for your calling?
If you want, in the example of you wanting to wake up and run, or in
Sibungosi, who you are, you've been saying you're running from it. You've been saying you need to get your intuition right, or your instinct right, or you want to get it to a seamless point, or you it's so heavy and sometimes it's too much, right? So you're saying this, and what I'm hearing from you, and what Prince is also, I think, hearing is like, you want to do this. So how? What is step one?
Keep doing it, maybe keep writing, keep sharing the work, doing the things that I can do. Keep getting into the communities that will allow me to share the work and do all of those things.
So then we bring it down to a manageable chunk. Instead of getting lost in philosophy, where can you go? So what are we? We're on Sunday. Where can you go Monday to share your work?
And remove them maybe and what if.
Yes.
Yeah, if you remove those ways.
The thing is, I also, at this point right now, currently, I don't think
you didn't
want
answer
to
the
keep
question.
showing up for this thing.
What?
Which question?
Okay.
Whoa, sorry.
Yeah,
you say
there's a huge part of me that just wants to let this whole thing go, bro, and live like a normal bro and have like a follow like a proper life that has no. There is a huge part of me that wants to do that.
But you're not a normal without the calling.
But that's what I'm saying.
Listen.
If that's abnormality,
Then stop.
there are people, bro, who can just like
No.
wake up, let me go do my 9 to 5, come back, and I don't have to heal anybody. I
Mike.
don't have to, bro. Let me just live.
Then burn your book.
I have a quick thought of burning Pope.
But if you don't want to do this anymore, throw it away.
It's impossible to.
Then don't. Okay,
How many times have I tried to do that?
You tell me.
1,000 times.
You know, Rick Rubin tells this story of an artist, and she got famous. Sorry, I'm holding a book. She got famous, and then music didn't feel the same for her. And she was sitting with Rubin, and she was like, "I'm not sure I want to do this anymore." And then Rick Rubin said, "You don't have to."
Yeah.
Why do I keep doing it then?
Fucking good question.
I don't. That's the thing. If right now, where I am right now, if it were possible for me to even take away the thing that brings me back into this thing, even when I leave it, yo, bro, I'd tell that thing, stop bringing this thing to be.
So you fully want to just put down the calling?
I do. It would be nice right now.
Then you can,
That'd be
Mike.
nice.
You really can.
I'll try it. It's not possible.
Break the stick.
It keeps calling.
No, break the stick. Burn the books.
I want to burn the books, but
Then
I don't feel
do
like burning
it.
the books.
So you feel two things that are clashing, that are fighting inside of you. Because you've been, first half of this conversation, you've been saying, I want to answer the calling. Now you're saying, fuck the calling.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that the fact that I want to is evident in the fact that I haven't burnt the poems. You know, because there was like a time where this thing felt really good, where it felt like, oh sure, let me sort of carry this responsibility thing. Felt nice. It doesn't anymore.
Then put it down.
Anymore. It doesn't anymore.
So what's stopping you from putting it down? It's not the calling. And the calling doesn't control you.
Yeah, that's why I said
It
so.
doesn't, but I don't know.
Because Nanyado, we're still talking about
We're
this.
still talking. We're still here. You
I
didn't
don't
burn the
know.
book. You have a candle. You didn't break your stick. You didn't burn the book.
I'm saying even this whole podcast and the conversation is about it. If he was not interested, he was not supposed to go talk about
You
it.
see?
Yeah. Even he was supposed to
it's
refuse
not-
let them come.
It's not that I'm not interested. It's just
You gotta jump.
I don't.
You're scared. That's
Okay.
fine. Not
It's just
even.
that I don't.
No, you're driving a truck with a lot of excuses. Yeah.
I don't love it anymore the way that I used to love it. There's a way.
Ah.
There's a way that I love.
Yeah, now we're getting somewhere.
Right.
There
There's
we
a way
go.
that I love it,
There we go.
but I don't feel I love it the same way.
Okay, so may I offer you something? Maybe it helps.
What?
You see that skips what? Okay, when a human being learns a new skill,
Yeah.
at first the rate at which you get better is really fast.
Okay.
And the longer you do it, the slower it takes to get better. Right?
Mhm.
So, how many years have you been doing this?
Holy moly. The first time I stepped on stage and performed poetry that I had written, it was on the 8th of September 2013.
2013, so that's 7 plus 5, that's 12.
12.
12 years.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you remember when you first started? Were you good?
I've never thought of myself as good, so I wouldn't say I was good.
So your skill wasn't good? The
Yeah,
craft
it
wasn't
was horrible.
polished? It was horrible!
It was horrible.
Dude, I to this day can remember the first poem I wrote.
I think I have it on paper somewhere.
It literally goes like this. I need to go into teenage emo for this. And it goes, Did I make it? This place with the rain. Did I make it? This place with the pain.
It follows that same path.
And it was trash.
Yeah.
And then 100 poems after that, I got a little bit better. And then 100 poems after that, I didn't get better. 200 poems after that, I got better. Then 400 poems. Each time I got better took longer. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you've been doing this for 12 years, you know, you're hitting a plateau. And it's going to take a lot more to climb again. Because the higher you climb, the tougher it gets. That's what learning a new skill is. If you want to just have fun and just be, I hate this word, but an amateur, right? If you just want to have fun, you can just do it. You don't have to get better. But if you want to get better, this thing drives you. Why can't you burn your book? Why are you fighting? Because I want to be better. I want to improve. And like, I get it. The Tupac said, motherfuckers get to the age of 30 and then they just stop fighting. And Tupac said this in one of his songs. He legitimately said, and he was talking specifically about resistance against an oppressive culture. He was specifically talking about, that's why you want the young ones, because you want those fucking 25-year-old motherfuckers who are angry and they've got the energy to drive it up, right? But once you get to 30, motherfuckers just cave, they just stop. And I heard that, it scared the shit out of me. I didn't like that. I was like, okay, so I've got till 30 to make it matter. But then I realized, okay, I'm around 26 now, so I'm not at 30, but like, I can feel that the emotions aren't as, I don't get drunk on them like I used to.
Exactly. It's not as consuming anymore, this thing, bro.
I don't get high on this shit anymore.
I want to write and be sort of absent, bro, taken to.
But you don't.
But I'm like, do I have to be present for the trashy punchline, for the trashy rhyme scheme, for the trashy alliteration? Because before, man, I'd write these things and realize after maybe a couple of rehearsals of the same poem to realize, actually, nah, this is not the bomb.
Then when you write, you just write for writing. It's like a freestyle gumbe. You write because I'm inspired, you are addressing a situation. Because he made an example about people crying. You think we're gonna cry just because you go and write?
I don't know why people cry.
No, you didn't answer my question.
What's your question?
When you write, you just write or you get inspired.
Yeah, it's like Maurice Sekgote says, the thing in me that writes. When it wants to write.
When it wants to write, okay. Okay, now let's go to your practical chat, because your technique is different from my technique.
In technique, in terms of writing?
In terms of, I think writing is step one. The actual step two is when it meets the viewer. That's when an artwork is complete to me, right?
So you, by technique, I want to find out, you mean performance technique, or?
I mean how you go from writing it to practicing it,
so the process,
to performing
basically.
it, the process.
Okay.
You are, if everything, like you practice more than I do. That's essentially what I'm coming down to, right? What I do is I memorize a poem until I've just gotten it in my memory.
Right.
Then no more.
Okay.
Because if I go past that point, now I'm layering it, like Daughter of the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly where to place every emotion in that poem. Mm-hmm. It's perfect. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I don't feel it anymore. So this is where our technique differs. Okay. I make sure I'm not 100% prepared. I know this sounds crazy. But if I... it does.
It does.
But if I step onto that stage and I'm 100% prepared, I'm 100% calm, I'm 100% confident, I panic because I'm like, fuck, I'm not doing it right. That poem, probably to this day, the greatest poem I've ever written about being white in South Africa. It's like it was one of two poems I've ever written that actually deal with my melanin, is You Don't Know Who I Am. It's that one about the stones. Yeah. That was, dude, you were there that day.
Yeah, there's a part that says,
I come from a tribe of inheritance thieves. Right. You see? Right. And let me tell you, I stepped onto that stage. I wasn't ready. I had just memorized the poem. You know those dramatic gaps I took in that poem? I couldn't remember the next line. You know what I mean? It wasn't a dramatic gap. I was trying to figure out my next line.
Artistic move. Never choke.
It never choke, right? The poem changes when I perform it.
Yeah.
Because I forget it. It's complicated. It's got layers. I forget it, and then I switch it. And all I know is, I'm on a roller coaster. I have to finish the roller coaster. And when I'm on a roller coaster, I feel it, dude. I feel it. And when I feel it, my energy is in the audience.
Yeah.
When I watch you, I marvel at the control, the precision. I want to see you scream. I want to see you lose it. Right? But my technique versus your technique, there's a difference. You're looking for something else sometimes, it feels like. I've often, like Snatemba, I wish I could speak as... The guy doesn't perform. He just talks. He just talks. And then, in like my dad and my brother think of him as the greatest poet they've ever come across.
I think of him in that light as well.
Because he doesn't waste time with, I'm Yah-Weh the Son, I'm Mike the Master Seed. He's just like, I'm Snatemba, I got things to say. And there's something so true about that. Everything that he says, he's living. But if we overperform, over-prepare, we're not living anymore. You know what I mean? I think. Look at me panicking at the end.
Over-performing, you're no longer performing, you over.
And I'm so guilty of that. My poems are always like, and let me tell you the story. That's very much me.
Performance.
Yeah.
Performance. It's you are at that point when you are on stage there, you are a performance artist. Perform the poem. Right? The mode of performance, we don't, there are people like Snatemba who just come and be Snatemba on stage, and that does translate as performance. If I were to go there and do that, for me it wouldn't be performance, because here's the thing about me, I don't live with my poems on a daily. I live my poems in the fact that I will live the experience that will inspire me to write the poem, and then after that, this is what I do. This is why I write my poems on page, because so when I'm performing on stage, basically what's in my mind is the page on which the poem is.
So you see the poem.
I see it. So I rehearse a poem, and how I know that I'm ready for this poem is when it is in not only in my head but in my muscle memory as well. That is why I gesture a lot, because a gesture is attached to a certain line, and in my mind is the picture of that line in the poem. That's why I visualize the page. That is why I know even when I was writing that poem, so part of my rehearsal process is to take the poem, rewrite it on page again, and then get it into memory by rehearsing it, and then get it into muscle memory, so I know that when I move my hand like this, it's time for that line. When I move like this, it's time for that line. To a point where it sort of happens on stage. It happens instinctively, though it's not instinctive. It's a rehearsed thing.
Can I offer you a challenge then, dog?
Yeah.
Memorize the poem, then stop. Don't prepare it. Don't have it completely ready. Just memorize it, and then see what happens.
I mean, it's a challenge. I'd be willing to try it, but I can already feel it flipping up my head, because when it comes to the delivery of it, it's like there's a system that is like sort of set to this is how we rehearse this thing, this is how we deliver this thing. So if it doesn't get to the point where I can see the poem and I can feel the poem, it will feel unrehearsed too, and I'm definitely gonna mess it up.
Wow, I think this is what I'm trying to say. Is like, I think you're gonna mess it up. I think you know how I kept saying that the cave. By the way, I think I got the name of the podcast earlier when you were talking your poem. Yeah, I'll get to that in a sec. But in the Cave Sessions group, we're literally just a bunch of hot girls being like, no, but you look fantastic, right? Yeah. And we all have strengths and weaknesses. Like, there are things that Snatemba can do that I have not figured out yet.
Sure.
you know, but I know there's some shit that I'm sitting on that you motherfuckers haven't figured out yet, you know, and there's some things that you do that I feel claustrophobic if I have to over prepare a poem. I can't. I can, but I'm scared, and my head is now flipping out just thinking.
So in the reverse, I'm scared of the messing it up.
So how about this? How about we switch for a week? Yeah, there it is. There, did you see that? For a moment, he was like, "Yeah, this could be fun." Okay, fine. I will be 100% sure about every syllable, every stanza. In fact, you can even pick the poem out of my complete book.
Sure.
And I will make sure that I have it. I will know every movement. And then you have to only memorize.
Only memorize.
And then next week when we gather again, you do that and I do mine. We perform.
Sure.
Yeah?
I can already feel myself over preparing that too.
Well, you're gonna have to fight this, Vetu. You're gonna have to fight it. Me, I'm already like panicking of having to prepare. But
you see,
fuck it. I'm not gonna. So the point of this is like when Prince said comfort zone.
Nah.
I'm very uncomfortable right now. I don't want to over prepare. I don't want to. And I imagine I can see you said you're uncomfortable. You don't want to under prepare.
Because in the 12 years of doing this thing, I've never choked on stage because I've forgotten a line.
I know.
Never.
It's fuck you, actually.
Never. And now, bro,
I'm so fucking angry. Like the petty part of me is like, fuck you, my guy. Do you know how many times I've fucked it up?
I've never forgotten a line because I don't know. Maybe it's the people who mentored me when I was starting up, they hammered on.
You know what?
You must know this.
Like you're talking from a place of privilege when it comes to this. Like, can I tell you?
Oh, because I was mentored in.
No, because you've never fucked up a line.
I've never.
You don't know what it's like to stand on the stage and fuck it up. Can I tell you something? Let me tell you something. Okay, I'm not going to say her name, but 3 years ago, I fell in love with this woman who loves me as a friend. Long story short, I knew from year one, from night one, as I was, my eyes closed and I was seeing visions of burning men walking across deserts, and she was telling me stories. I knew this is her. More than any other human soul I've met in my entire life, she feels like my reincarnated other half. But she doesn't feel the same. And that's been true from the start. And so for 3 years, I held on. For 3 years, I was like, what if? Maybe if I find the right connection, maybe if I like wait the right time, maybe if I just be in this orbit until she realizes that it's me, I just kept what if? 3 years, Mike.
Oh my.
3 years I held on to an unrequited lover. And sister, if you're watching this, shut out. Because this is what I did. My brain, I'm going to take some space in this podcast. Please be patient here, right? Because I got a dream. So now that I quit weed mostly, I'm dreaming again. I'm remembering my dreams. Bro, I had this dream where I was going to go surfing, right? My doctor catches up to me. And he's got like an A4 page, but it's not full A4. It's like torn like this. He's holding a torn piece of page. And like you do in a dream, I know I have cancer. And this is my doctor who's telling me my results from the cancer. And he's basically saying, it's not going good. And I'm like, do I have weeks or months? And then I start crying. And I'm like, you've been an exemplary doctor. I couldn't have asked for a better doctor. And then I go surfing, knowing that I'm going to die from cancer. And before I wake up, and as I wake up, there is one regret in my mind. One. And it's like, you haven't told her how you feel. So I grabbed myself by my balls. I grabbed myself by my ovaries. And I went, I'm going to show up to this. And I said, sister, come over. And she's like, yeah, I'm coming over. And she was going to come over. And then she phones me. She's like, sorry, not today. I'm like, okay. Sure. And I trust the universe. I trust God. I trust the timing. This week, no. Next week, no. I leave it for 3 weeks. Next week, no. I leave it for 3 weeks. Now, this is the time. I'm leaving the farm. I've had a huge fight with my uncle, which he's not going to watch this, so fuck you. But, yeah, I drive to her for one reason. I'm going to tell her how I feel.
That's the sole reason you're making you.
That's why I'm going. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not holding back. I will say it all to her. Because I can't run away from this anymore, homie. It was making me a half human. I wasn't living the second half of the human experience of share your feelings. And then I told her. And because she's awesome and she's worthy of this level of love, she just held the space. And she accepted it. And we basically got to relive our 3 years of friendship. But I said, you remember that time I said that? Actually, what I wanted to say is I fucking love you. You know, I said to her, more than any other person, you are, more than anyone, feel like my reincarnated other half. And what sucks the most about it is I know you don't feel the same way back. And she said, yeah, I love you. And our paths cross, but our paths never walk like this. Now, I have written a poem. Holy shit, it just opened on the poem. Right, come on. And this is the one I knew I would perform for her. This is the one where I went, I'm gonna tell her. Right? Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely gonna perform this poem now. Okay, let's go. But I just want you to know, halfway through the poem, I blanked. I forgot the next line. And after I was looking at her, and I had to go, look away from her and read the book to remember. So when I say you come from a place of privilege, Vedu, you have no idea. You have no idea the panic of I am naked right now and I can't stop. You don't know what that feels like. That is what I mean. That's what I think. I think it's gonna fucking unlock your poetry. I think so. So, okay, it's time. Get ready, Prince. Where you want me, I'm going to perform number 31 in Brooding Poet, called Desire. Fuck, this one's difficult, hang on. You. I approach you as if for the first time, sacredly adorned with scarves so fine, with sound in tow, these fucking bells of mine, with gifts of taste in laughter, in wine. I trail incense spent with intention. Oh my love, can you handle me? Can you handle this, all of this desire sluicing off of my body, dribbling from my lips? I can barely contain its leaky embrace. My love, can you handle me? I am a man with emotions like building demolitions, like rivers collapsing from the sky. Loving me is like an orgasm just as the cataclysm hits us. And we break apart and settle for art. Can you feel me? Yearning, echoing, branching, digging, pulsing through the halls of the source where you too choose to ebb and glow and burn so bold. My love, let go of hesitation. My love, let's go. This is a celebration. Song and rhyme, belligerent divine. Sorry. Song and rhyme, belligerent divine, a clash, a climb, a dance, just like, oh, space and time, oh me, oh my, could it be that you and I could intertwine? Song and rhyme, belligerent divine, a clash, a climb, a dance, just like, oh, space and time, oh me, oh my, could it be that you and I could intertwine? Just while that was happening, I was looking in her eyes, and I forgot, and I had to turn to the book. Just there, when you saw me turn to the book again, it's like a record scratch. I still haven't, and if I was you, if I was doing your technique, you would have heard that record scratch, and you would have fucking sanded that thing out, right? And it would have been perfect. And that's a powerful thing. But there was this moment where I'd fucked up. Even now, the first line is, can you handle this? All of this desire. And then the second one is, can you handle me? Yeah. But I fucked it up. On the first one I said, can you handle me? And then I had to repeat, can you handle this? And even though it feels like I've completely betrayed the audience, what actually happened is my brokenness let them in.
So,
thanks for that space, guys. That poem is nice to share.
Man. I guess, man, life is the bigger poem, man. These things happen to us, and we happen to them. So I think for me, with the talking on stage part, right? It's not even a matter of, I don't even think, yo, I'm gonna betray the audience, because I was taught the audience doesn't know the poem anyway, unless
exactly
it's the same poem, right? But the audience doesn't know that line. If I add a line instead of
yes,
the audience doesn't know that line was not there.
Exactly.
So for me, when I learned that, I was like, okay, that pressure is not there. But like I said, when I'm performing, bro, it's like I'm betraying. It's instead of betraying the audience, like I'm betraying all the work that I did in rehearsal. If I mess up one line, that work becomes.
And
you should have slept. You should have just.
What I'm saying to you is, like, it's a trap. You have not, but just because you're walking halfway into the bush and you fall, doesn't mean, the halfway that you've walked disappears. You see what I'm saying?
I see.
Like, the perfection's choking you.
Yeah. That's what it is. But in that area, the perfection is all I know. Maybe the work then now I'm realizing has to be opening up to knowing the messing up, the process.
Yes, you need to fuck up. With it. I've been saying this to you for how long now?
Which is to be fine with it.
No, you don't even need to be fine with it, Mike. I hate. So I'm very animated right now, right? Because do you know what it felt like to be like, this is the poem I wrote to try and convince her to love me, and then I fucked it up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Did I betray her? Did I betray me? Did I betray the words? Did I fail? No, I stood in front of her. I looked her in her eyes as I fucked up. That's what mattered. Like, you gotta fuck up. You gotta make a mistake. This perfection thing, it's gonna keep you from getting better.
Which is why I just wanna put this thing down.
What are you doing? You're saying that. You look me in the eyes as if you challenge me.
If I could put this thing down,
I feel like talking like a misogynistic motherfucker. You pussy ass bitch. Like, no.
I would be a free man, dog.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. That's one of those lies. If I get to the other side of the river, everything will be fine.
If I don't feel as extremely as I feel as a human being and feel the need to write, like, bro, people wake up and just go and do the mundane every day and they are fine with it. Like, this person is happy doing the mundane. Why?
I think we need to give you some mushrooms.
That thing would...
Have you ever done psychedelics?
Anything addictive, bro, I stay away from.
Well,
my addictive personality.
there's like,
The only thing I get
dude,
addicted to is humans.
coffee is more addictive than psychedelics. Like-
Hence I left that thing as well.
But you've never tried psychedelics, Iboga.
None.
It's don't do it like a drug. You must do it like a ritual, like a ceremony, like a medicine.
None.
It will. It's one of two things. Either life is going to teach you to let go and fuck up, or psychedelics can show you what it feels like. And this is the thing about psychedelics, the good thing. And it's not. I'm not preaching
Sure.
the make mushrooms your religion preach.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. And I'm not even saying that mushrooms will solve your problems. They
Sure.
won't. They're just going to help you with a perspective. I went to Africa Burn once, and I stepped into, there was like this dome, and inside there was a piano, there was a guitar, bass guitar, electric guitar, and there were these 3-4 musicians, and they were ripping. They were playing dirty, incredible music. It was profound how good their music was.
Yeah.
And then I sat there and I was drenched with sweat because the mic was not occupied. Nobody was using voice. And I didn't have anything written. I didn't have anything memorized. And this little voice in me said, I was on psychedelics. A little voice in me said, if you don't do this now, you will never do it. And I stood up, and halfway through someone else's song, I fucked up their song. Prince laughs, dude, because it was horrible. Imagine these guys, like 4 or 5 musicians, all the audience is there. They're like at 75% of the song. The song is quick, it's amped, the technical flow that's happening between these other musicians is like incredible. And like this fucking kid walks up to the mic and just stutters all over it. Freestyling trash. I was drenched with sweat. I was shaking. I couldn't breathe. And I went and sat down afterwards. After being so bad, I stopped the whole song. The whole song came to a screeching halt. And all the other musicians looked at me like, we saw what you did, but come on, dude. And I went and sat down again. And one person noticed what I did. Everyone else thought, he just tried and he fucked up. One person looked at me and said, well done. The perfection will be the death of your art, Mike. If you're not feeling enough emotion, you got to find ways to feel more emotion. Fuck up. Fuck up. You never shook my hand about you do the unprepared poem, I do the prepared poem. You never shook my hand, and we have to decide if we're doing this or not. You don't have to, I can't force anything, but Buffalo, you must...
I'm gonna think about it.
It's a trap. You must just do about it.
Right now, everything in me is going. If I'm gonna do it now, I'm gonna over prepare still. I'm gonna over prepare.
Then how do we find techniques? Then how do we find techniques?
Because I'm open to, it's not that I'm not open to messing up but in this specific with this art. In other spaces, man, in other life things, bro, I can mess up. But it's this thing. I can't mess this thing up. I don't know how to mess up my poetry.
I can help you with this.
I don't know.
Okay, is there a poem in there that you've never written that's unfinished?
Plenty.
Okay, choose one now.
Plenty unfinished.
Choose one now. Tear out your book. Give it to me.
Oh, it's not in here. It's in here. The
Okay.
unfinished. Is that unfinished here? Let me see.
And then, the day before. Actually, the day of our podcast, I'm going to send it to you.
I've since finished this one.
Are you now going to join us on this side of the mic?
And what?
Talk shit.
Yeah, I talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, we love it. Geez, the chair's inside.
Nah,
Grab
the
yourself a
unfinished
chair.
are here. I'd rather just send.
Okay, but you're gonna have to do this thing because we're finding a technique. So, send me the poem.
Yeah,
Then delete the poem. Delete the chat.
sure.
Then, the day of our podcast, I'm gonna send you the poem, and then you have only that day to memorize it.
The finished poem.
It doesn't even have to be finished. It can be an unfinished one.
Okay.
That's the whole, like, I feel like I'm putting you at boot camp, the mistake boot camp. How bad can I make Mike perform?
Even if it's one day of rehearsal, I'm still gonna, bro.
Fine. Fine, then you get 20 minutes. Then you get 20 minutes before the podcast.
I'm telling you.
10 minutes?
You can make it 10.
8 minutes.
You can make it 8.
5.
You can make it 5.
5 minutes.
You can make it 5, bro.
No, we're doing this one. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5.
Look at here.
5.
Hey, balance.
5. I'm not a balanced human.
That's why
I'm not. I'm not.
What's it the other day? I asked Snatimba. I'm like, but Snatimba, you saying this and you said that. There's a contradiction in what you said. How do you
I'm
explain
multi.
that?
That
Yeah, then he,
multi.
huh?
He said something like, I'm multi. I am a contradiction.
Yeah, then he's just like, well, there we go. I am a contradiction. And I was like, well, fuck. You know?
I was like,
What am I supposed to do with that? You are a contradiction.
I'm not a balanced, bro. Wait, let me find a poem, bro. You can make it 5. I'm telling you. Something will just go haywire.
this thing smiles.
He does have a little smile.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say, Mike, is I want to see you go haywire. You'll find something else, my guy.
I am going to rehearse the thing.
You're gonna have 5 minutes. And then you're not gonna be allowed to read it. You're gonna have 5 minutes to prepare this poem.
Let me find it.
It looks like, what is this thing?
Pork chop. Looks like meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like bacon.
Yeah. Thanks.
I love it.
Bacon in it.
It's my bacon rock.
Bacon.
Bacon rock.
It's your bacon rock. Is the rock you bake on?
No, you can't do bacon rock.
Sorry, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm fucking hounding you.
If that's what must happen, let it happen.
You record this podcast for how long, or it's just a chat?
How long have we been going?
Oh, yeah.
We started at 4.
Just then-
We have like 50. For the viewers who are only listening, Prince almost just fell in the pool.
It's 1 hour 47.
Then 2 hours, I think, is a good amount of time for a podcast.
Yeah.
And then, Mike, you must choose my poem that I must prepare perfectly,
Okay.
and I must prepare it I must practice every single day.
Alright. Okay, I'm gonna send you this one.
Yeah, I hate that thing. That's why I don't like pictures. To pose and to watch.
I panicked. Did you see me panic?
You just you need to take a picture. G.
But you know where I feel this experience would be maximized?
Where?
If I mess up in front of like a real audience, like.
So you're open to it? I think you've accepted the idea.
No, I would never. I would never mess up a poem on the stage. I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, you panic. Look at your picture.
Because I'm gonna prep that thing.
It ended up being a much more honest picture, hey?
I'm gonna prep that thing, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro.
Okay, you gotta make quick decisions. You can't overthink.
Yeah.
Come. Choose a poem.
Go back to the same folder. It's the poems I'm gonna burn anyway.
Yes. Quick. Read the first line.
Okay. You just open this thing.
Just read the
First
first line.
It's the first round slam poem.
Wait, have you performed this poem before?
Yeah.
No, not allowed.
Oh,
Next
you want an unperformed one?
Unperformed poem.
Oh, I see. What you're trying to do. They don't live in my mind anyway. But okay, then we have to go to the unfinished.
Just read me the first lines of the poem. I'm gonna trust my instinct.
There we go. Okay, this is a line for another piece. It's not.
That song just came back to me. I write these memoirs for my
Clear.
walls. Huh?
Matler. That guy's Matler Topo.
Clear Topo.
Yeah.
Dope boy.
Sometimes home
Dope boy.
is a stranger's ear willing to listen without judgment.
Yes, that one. Don't read them all. Copy paste. Send it to me. Delete.
Okay.
We're doing this, bro. We're pushing it.
And they just shit.
But you have to delete it. You have to show me how you delete the chat.
Wait, okay.
The sun up there under mums.
Well, I literally can't see it. Why is it?
What's happening now?
How to start the change process over?
That's not what you said.
What is this thing now?
Just copy the text.
Oh man, it's not.
Just copy the text, yeah. Don't share the note, copy the text.
Oh, okay.
Bro, reading someone else's notebook is like looking at them naked. It's crazy.
It's too short. I feel like it's unfair on me.
No, that's too short. You're right.
It's too short.
It's
yeah.
too short. Find another
It's
one.
too short. The thing is, all of these are unfinished, so they're probably too
To
short.
the lover, what's that one? To the lover
To
who
the lover
loved
who
and
loved
left.
and left.
How long
This
is that one?
Very short. Love
No,
poems.
not that one. Okay, next. We're finding a nice long one.
Yes, hold on.
Marginalizing frames.
Yeah,
What's that
this
one?
is something else. It's not a poem. It's just some note. I was
Just one that's
making.
more than one page.
Not here. Not here. Not here. These are all unfinished stuff. The things that are on my phone are unfinished.
Okay, here are your categories. It must be finished. You must not have performed it yet.
Okay.
Complete and unperformed. Find this poem.
Yes,
This is gonna
probably
be our
on the
last.
pages. Here,
Huh?
here it's not, because these are all just ideas for now. Not full.
But we have to trap you, my guy. Otherwise, you're gonna over prepare. You can't. So this is how I'm thinking about the method.
Uh-huh.
You choose the poem. You give me the words. Then you delete the words
Okay.
so that you can't over prepare. Then, 5 minutes before the podcast starts, you get the words and you memorize them. And you don't get them to be prepared, you just get to being able to say them without reading them.
Okay.
And then you perform them. So if you leave now and you haven't given me those words and you haven't deleted it, you're going to over prepare.
The thing is, the full poems that are here are poems that I've performed before. Those are the full poems that because I don't keep my poems on my phone generally.
And in
The
your
stuff
book,
I'm willing to lose, that's it.
do you have something in your book?
This is not that book I write on. This is unfinished stuff. This is a notebook, you see? My poetry book has only the poem.
This is like pulling teeth, mate. Alright, fine. I'm not gonna keep chasing this. There's a lot of resistance here. And that means one of two things. Either I'm wrong or you're scared. That's what the resistance means. One of those two things.
Of messing it up?
Yes.
Of course I am! That's what I've been saying. That is why I over-prepare, because I can't mess up.
Okay, you don't have to. This is only an opinion. I speak very strongly because I believe that you can hold your own consent and your own boundaries strongly in place. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel if you're not feeling the same level of emotion when you perform your poems, you need to find a place to perform. You need to find a way to feel those emotions. And I'm telling you, the cauldron of making a mistake and doing it anyway, it's a different feeling, my guy. It's a different level of emotion. And even now, as I'm trying to get...
It's a different feeling, but it's a very negative feeling for me. Is what it
It's
would
not
be.
easy. I'm not...
No,
I'm not...
I'm gonna mess that thing up and feel like trash immediately.
And then I'll give you a hug.
And still feel like trash.
Oh, it's in Yala. It's one of two ways.
How?
You either stay in the
I
bot.
take performance Bro, if I mess up
What if
a
you...
performance on stage,
What if you're in a track right now? What if you're in a cycle that's not going to allow you to get better?
then that's how I eventually put this thing down and live a normal man life.
So you give up.
Basically.
And are you satisfied with giving up, Mike?
If I can get to live a life that has, if giving up comes with, it means I let go of all this heaviness that comes with this thing.
It doesn't. It doesn't. You can't run away from the heaviness.
I'm willing to find out.
Alright.
I'm tired of this thing. I don't know if it's tiredness or what, but I don't like it right now. I don't like it right now.
Yeah.
I think I enjoy performance more than that. It's the writing
I can only offer you an opinion at the end of the day.
Yeah.
What I appreciate the most about my community is how strong they are with my bullshit.
Yeah.
So when I speak bullshit, you must tell me.
Yeah.
And I've been making a lot of bold claims about what I think you should or shouldn't do. This is what I think. This is the seed I will offer you.
You give Mike mustard seed. Okay.
You see? Yeah.
I wanted to. It was like, it's gotta be too obvious.
Your fear of making mistakes is holding back your craft. In one sentence, that's it. Your fear of making mistakes is holding you back. Now, there's one of two ways to approach this. One, never ever make a mistake ever again. Always be perfect, immaculate, never let a mistake come from my lips. Be the perfect performer. And I wish you the best of luck. That's something I have not been able to achieve. And there is a great strength and utility in that. A divinity in it. And the other option is purposefully put yourself in environments where you will make mistakes. Purposefully fail. To expand. Or don't. Now this is just my opinion. That's all I can offer you.
Fair.
I love your poems. They've moved me, they've changed me. But something that I've never seen from you and I've never seen from Snetemba is I've never seen you motherfuckers clutch out. I've seen Teko clutch out. Do you remember that poem? Run.
Yeah.
Goddamn good, bro. She fucking steps on that stage. She steps on that stage and the emotion overwhelms her. And she opens up into it. She goes into a trance. And that's what I'm saying. Like, trance is letting go.
Doc, that thing is basically dancing naked in the city square.
Yes. What did I just said? I was looking over your shoulder at your notebook. I looked at Prince and I was like, this feels like looking at a naked man.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Not coming to that party.
Okay.
Maybe not now. I don't know. Maybe I'll evolve into a man who's willing to come into that party. Maybe I'll come to that party as an old matala.
Well, let me just say, as somebody who's been in that party, you're welcome. You have an open invitation.
If you can beat them, drink them.
It's just an opinion. But I'm not going to force you. However, I feel like I want to step up to the challenge. So I have 35 options for you to choose here from. How are we going to do it? The one I'm most scared of, the longest poem. How are we going to choose which one I must over-prepare for next week?
Not because I think you have... Let's do... You said it's the one you're most scared of, the longest, and those are the two options.
Well, unless you can come up with a third option, unless Prince wants to choose. Unless you choose a number between 1 and 35. It worked when you chose 7.
Yeah, let's do number... Just do an even number now. Number
Wait,
4.
oh, number 4. No, that's one of the only ones that's not honest. It's one of the only ones in this book that's not honest. Sorry, it's just not honest.
There are 35 poems. Let's do number 22.
22. Time and I. 1-page poem. You happy with that?
Yeah.
You choose a number between 1 and 35.
17.
Huh. 17 and 22. 17 and 22. I'll prepare those 2 poems for next week.
Let's go. Yeah. Okay, it's 30 seconds counting down.
Right. Last words, Mike? Word.
Word.
Word. Prince.
Word.
Thank you. Oh, wait. And to everyone listening, I think the name of the podcast is Let Us Gather.